Welcome to Audio Portraits. Today, we got Tea Fannie on the podcast. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, thanks for being on the show today. I know it was a little last minute, but we had to get you in, you know?
I appreciate that. That's huge. That's huge. Plus, I'm last minute. It's fine. It's what I do.
Yo, we're kind of last minute too. So,
Yeah.
like, if anything, most of our podcasts were like, yo, we're going to hit you up the day before. Can you do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
You free?
I mean, what are we really doing out
Spontaneity.
here?
That spontaneity. That's what we like about it.
Yeah. I have no clue what's going to happen.
Do you have any, like, podcast experience? Have you been on podcasts before?
I've been on a few. I was on the Cool Table in
Oh,
Toronto.
nice. Yeah.
That was fun. Eating the ice cream. Yeah. And Latoya's behind the scenes. That was fun too.
Dope.
Yeah, I've been on a few now.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sick. So why don't you tell us a little about your story? I really want to know your not your full life story, but maybe your come up in the rapper artist industry.
I'm basically a COVID baby. I call myself. Like, I started when I was 30.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like my friend telling me.
You started when you're 30, so you're 25 now?
Oh, yeah. That's how. Good mathing. I like your mathing.
I like
that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I actually identify as 44.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I always look good for my age.
Ah.
Yeah, duh. But I don't know. I started like young or whatever. And it was when my best friend told me that, hey, you don't have a partner, you don't have kids, you don't have any pets, you don't even have plants. Meant it in the nicest way. But he's like, you can do anything you want to do. You can be anywhere you want to be. So what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. I guess I'll do music. Like, that's always kind of been a thing in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started writing, and I was just trying to figure out, like, okay, I got stage fright. How am I going to get over this? Doesn't matter. I'll just be a recording artist. Like,
so let me pause you for a second.
Yeah.
I kind of want to bring it back a little bit. So were you into music, or did you ever write beforehand, or was all of this brand new at that point, or was just being a rapper full time at the start of your career? Like,
nah, like
what's the root?
It was writing poetry growing up and everything. No, like, it really wasn't music. There would be a few times where I remember in my childhood where I would like rewrite famous songs. But other than that, it was like poetry was my thing. And then it wasn't until, I was like I was like getting separated or whatever. And I was just like, I guess I'll try doing music. And then somebody heard me rapping in a garage. And then they brought me to like this dude's studio. And then he got me to write a hook. And then that's basically where it started in Edmonton.
So the rest is history from there. So you come from
Hopefully.
Edmonton?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you guess so.
Like, I'm technically born in BC,
Mm-hmm.
and then my junior high and high school is Edmonton, but I did like some elementary in Calgary.
Okay.
My dad was military, so like I was everywhere. Yeah, but I've been in Calgary now for like, oh my gosh, maybe like 12 years or something.
So you identify as a Calgarian then?
Yeah. Through and
like
through.
that.
Yeah, it's Deadmonton.
Deadmonton, yo. Shout outs to all the people from Edmonton, yo. We still love you, but
yeah, shout out Edmonton, yo. Honestly, a lot of the Edmonton artists are moving out here, so I'm just saying.
Calgary is where it's supposed to be at right now.
It's the scene right now, like, yeah.
What do you think about the music scene in this city?
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like, now you can go to a show and every performer hits. I don't know if you remember, like, back in the day, but, like, you would go, like, I would go to, like, RZA's shows or, like, Arlo's shows or even Peep Game back in the day. Oh, my gosh. Politic Live. And it would just be, like, a thing of, cool. We're just going to, like, sit through these openers, wait till the main act comes on because everybody's trash. Like, no offense to all those people back then. But, you know, we were, like, waiting for the main acts. But nowadays, you pay for your ticket, you come to the show when the doors open, and you're getting a full proper show, like, through and through. So it's lit. Like, the talent in the city it's 9 months pregnant, bro.
So do you think it's like really grown from when you started? Do you see a difference from then till now?
Yeah, especially like I'm coming from a fan of back then. Like, I just used to go to shows and
A local fan or just a fan of
yeah,
music?
no, like a local fan. I didn't even really even know hip hop until I was like 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of telling me that like Calgary low-key put you on then, like with the local
I
acts?
cannot. It would be Edmonton. It
Yeah.
would still be Edmonton because it. I was following K Riz everywhere.
Okay.
Like whenever he had a
Shout out K
show,
Riz.
shout out K Riz. Yeah, whenever he had a show, that's the shows that I was going to, and that's why I know the guys like Arlo and stuff, and like I'm still obsessed with K Blitz from like Peep. Or was it Peep Game he was in? I don't. Anyways, Peep Game was a dope group too. If I'm messing that up. Yeah, there's just like so much really, really, really good local talent back then. But the openers, like, there wasn't like an abundance like how it is now, where it's like no matter who you choose,
Hmm.
the whole night's gonna hit. There's not like any fillers, we'll say. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to bring it back to you being a COVID baby. COVID was like yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, how do you think you've changed from now and then?
Oof.
Were you always as strong as you were back then when you first started, or do you see the progression that you've gotten get better over the time?
I think I've seen my progression in terms of like what I talk about in my music,
Hmm.
and also um, really not listening to outside sources that don't have like my best interests at heart. So yeah, like when I first started, it was in the studio in Edmonton at Tough House, and I just didn't understand like anything about the music game. And once I started learning, I learned that that wasn't like a good fit for me.
Hmm.
And I was talking about like Black Power stuff, obviously, but I was also talking about like hood stuff and street stuff because I was kind of, that's just like what I was doing back then or whatever. So that's what I was talking about. And then once I started being serious with music, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be that artist that's like writing from jail. I really don't. Like, so I'm going to start writing about other stuff. Like, I'm about so much more.
Hmm.
And then when I met Junior T, like, fast forward to like, I guess that was like 2020 or something. Um, every time I would go out to Toronto to record, it was the push of like, get more real with your music. Like, write something from like the heart. And what are you thinking about right now? Like, what's the topics right now? Like, what are we doing? And yeah, fast forward into the album that's dropping. It's like 4 years of organic me growing over the past 4 years. Yeah.
I kind of want to get into a little bit of detail. Like, what did the process look like for you learning the industry and learning music? Because you say that you kind of just started that at that time. So it's like you weren't writing your entire career or your whole life. You kind of just picked it up. How have you grown so quickly?
I practice a lot. Like when I was still driving, people would be annoyed. I don't know if they would be annoyed or not. I don't know, probably because it's good music. But I'm that person that like plays my music in the car all the time.
Hmm. So
So
when you say practice a lot, like what does practicing a lot for you look like?
I was always writing. I was always creating. I was able to have people like Catfish, the Wizard, and Junior T, where they both create in such organic ways. Like while they're creating the beat, I'm writing, and then we just record. Like that's. I think I've been fortunate enough to be able to do that, and anything that I'm going through, I just write, and yeah. So I think like practicing, and then I've been fortunate enough to have done like quite a few shows, especially in during the pandemic in like 2020 2021. So that practice in itself too, like has, I think that that's helped me grow. Like I didn't really even notice that like a lot of artists don't have as many shows as I have been doing. Like I
Hmm.
genuinely thought like this is just how it was until like late last year, and I was like, oh, like okay, let me like slow down. I don't want to take up so much space. Like there's so much good talent here. Um, so yeah, I think like being able to be in front of thousands of people and two people, like I've I've had all of that, and then having like artists, peer artists like K Riz and Arlo give me tips like on mic control from when I was first starting out. Um, my DJ being like, just if you can't move, because I wasn't moving on stage, so like just make a box, like just so going from like trying to make a box on stage to like now, I think that's literally just doing it, like just I don't know, just doing it. Yeah.
Can we talk about some of these shows that you keep mentioning but not really name dropping?
uh, Last year was pretty big. Oh my gosh, Sled Island 2022. I got to open for Princess Nokia at
Okay.
Palace Theater, sold out. That was wild.
Fire show.
Holy, I had the Janet Jackson mic, like,
I was there. I seen it.
yeah, yeah, like that was probably yeah, one of like the biggest like hurdles. I just remember coming off that stage and feeling like I had a hug. Like it was like I don't know how to explain it properly. I swear I'm
But
a lyricist, but like
okay, but you say one of your biggest hurdles.
yeah.
What does that mean? Why was it a
Well,
hurdle for you?
when I first got the news that I was gonna open for Sled at Palace Theater, I a bunch of things went through my head. Like I don't have enough music out. I don't think I'm the artist in the city to choose for this. I have a lot to prove, you know? Um, I dropped a 3 song EP just for this performance, basically, because I wanted more like powerful, like hype, whatever songs. Um, I brought the whole crew up with me. I had the headset mic literally because all I was thinking was it's the biggest stage I've ever been on and I want to be as big as possible. So I want my arms. Like, yeah, everything, even the outfit, I saved up and bought the outfit in pieces. Like, yeah, everything about it was like the just a lot to get for one performance, like a lot to do for one performance for me.
A lot goes into
Yeah,
in a
that was
performance, eh?
yeah, that was like, and that was the one. And now I do everything like as such because it came out so well. I felt so good about it. Like, yeah.
That's dope. So talking about like these events that you've been to, l- tell us what one of your most memorable moments in music have been so far,
Yellowknife.
and why.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What was in Yellowknife?
We went and did Folk on the Rocks in Yellowknife,
Okay.
and it was just like last year was a year of festivals that we did that we didn't apply for. Like we got invited to these places and like so we went out to folk. Shout out Breakout West, by the way, because Breakout West is the first festival I ever decided that I'll pay to apply, and the opportunities that came from it were immense. So if anybody is to do Breakout West, please do Breakout West.
Hey, shout out Breakout
Yeah,
West.
shout out Breakout West. But yeah, we went out to Yellowknife, did Folk on the Rocks, and during my second performance, the audience was singing my song. Like not even like second hook, like first hook, like they heard my song before. So that was huge
Tell
for me.
Before you even go on, like tell me about that. Like what does it feel like to have a song out there that, you know, people are singing cuz like, you know, we grew up singing other people's songs and
Yeah, right?
like how does that feel for you?
Oh, I definitely said something while I was on the stage. I was like, "Oh my god, you guys are singing my," like I geeked in the moment. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Whatever." Um it was like super fulfilling. It was like, okay, like I told myself when I started, because I said I started at 30, that like as long as it progresses, I'll keep going. And the fact that you know these people were singing my music back to me and like you you heard it somewhere else, not at the performance, it just had me. It was such a
Makes you
fulfilling
feel
and
like a certain type of way, right? Like
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Fulfillment is literally the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, and like I wrote that, and it was the song called "Okay," and I wrote that song in such like a like somebody said I couldn't do boom bap, and so I went home that night and wrote out the song. Thanks, shout out Golden Child for that beat. Sitting right here, he played it for me, and like I just took it home, wrote it that night, put it up on SoundCloud, and then my little brother was like, "How do we get this on streaming platforms?" And I was like, "Yo, I can't really pay for post production right now. Like that's where I'm stuck." And he sent me the money, and then Element from Montreal mixed and mastered it for me, and we put it out. Like that's how that song came about. So the fact that that song was the one that they were like singing back to me in Yellowknife.
Of all places. So it's like what that tells me is like people are having or people can feel that connection that everything that you even put into the song, they don't even know the full story of what went into the song. But for me, it's like what that is it translate into that emotion that everybody's feeling from the song. So people connect with it beforehand and then now they hear it live and it just makes it that much more better for everybody all around, right?
Yeah, it was oh It was so cool. And my big bro Riz was there with me too. Like, we had the band, Gabby, like Catfish. It was just, yeah, it was so cool.
What what inspires you to make music?
Like
And then,
everything.
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just like everything. I'll probably, what else are you going to say? Because it's,
No, it was more of a two-sided question, so
okay,
I'm
okay.
gonna just let
Okay.
you go
Sorry.
with that.
Yeah, like everything, pretty much. I'm pretty weirdly whimsical sometimes. So, um, yeah, like everything can inspire. It's little foolish stuff.
Is there anything that, or a better yet, what keeps you motivated on keep creating your craft and getting better? Because like it has been a shorter period, but like burnout can happen so easily in industries like this. So like, how do you stay motivated to keep doing it? Because I assume you're self-employed at this point
No,
with your music, or no?
no, actually, it's still pretty tough because I'm still working full time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like even today, like working in the morning, and then as soon as we're done, I'm going back to work.
Back at
Yeah.
it.
Um, but steel sharpens steel, and I found that as I'm like progressing, I keep meeting more people that are like at a level, and I just I love being in those spaces because I just strive. Like I just like, okay, well that's cool. I'm gonna get there. Like I'll be there in a minute.
You are who you surround yourself around, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, that's so true. So I think I've just been fortunate enough. Like whenever I go to Toronto, the people that I get to chill with is like Junior T and like Ice the One and Saber, and it's like Mark James who like tours with Jesse Reyes. Like it's just it's really like it's heavily motivational. And then at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, but I know that I'll be there because I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm. So, how would you describe your style? And I want it both sides. I want like your style is you, how you dress yourself, but also the style of music that you make.
Okay, okay. Well, my clothes, shout out Haiku Productions, my manager, slash stylist, slash bestie, slash whatever. I basically say she's everything but my wife because her wife is my DJ. Um, when we first met, I was wearing like a black jumpsuit with like a Dollarama head tie because my hair was a mess and I just needed like
Shout
a
out Dollarama.
shout out Dollarama. You know what I'm saying? Jeez.
Cause I got the hat on too.
Oh, see that's lit. Oh, you just need to put like the JB visuals tag right
Yo,
here.
facts,
Yeah,
facts,
yeah,
facts.
in your
But sorry,
blood.
go on.
At least you look
Yeah.
good. Yeah, because she told me that I look like trash, and I appreciated that sentiment because she just said
Did
that
she say
like
you look like trash, or did
okay, so
she put it in a nicer way?
she put it in so what she said was, I don't like your fit. You look like your outfit doesn't match your music.
Ah,
And especially back then, like I said, I was talking about like hood stuff and like ratchet stuff and whatever. And she's like, you look like you're about to spit a poem. And I was like, okay, fair. So dress me then. Like, who are you?
yeah.
Yeah. And since then we've had like that relationship. So the style, I can't, though, like clothing style, her whole closet now over the last 3 years, we've built up my closet. It's just all pieces from her. So no matter what I put on, I'm gonna look decent because she set it up that way. My style of music is forever changing. I can't even. I'm still trying to figure out what genre this new album is. Like, I don't know. I just like to explore all the time and do different things. And I grew up like listening to like country and pop music and stuff. So like I just did a country, so I just opened for like Nicole Ray and Mackenzie Lee something. I'm so bad. Oh my gosh, so bad. But yeah, like I just like different genres. I got a song coming out with Samantha Savage. It's folk. But when it
So,
comes to my music, I don't know. It's like hip hop and then all the whatever subgenres under.
so how do you explore? Do you explore just through genres, or is there other ways of you exploring to figure out your sound?
There's collabing. I like collabing with different genre people. I think there's like a alt rock song coming out March 29th. I think it's Brent Jackson. It's gonna be interesting. I love it. Like, yeah, it's just random. I was on a Spanish song the other day. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But when it comes to like my own sound, I feel like this this album will be the closest to what I think my sound is. And then everything else is like me exploring. Um but even with that being said, I really can't explain it. I don't know. It's like hip hop, jazzy, R&B, dope.
I like that. What does your creative process look like making a song?
Ooh.
You can go as deep as you want with it, or sometimes people got secret juices. You can keep that to yourself if you got it.
There's no secret juice. There's no secret juice. I mean, I just write because I started for poetry, so I just write everything out, how I feel in the moment. I have a flow, and I'll record that on like an audio thing now. But then I'll just mostly write, and then I just call it like sculpting. So I'll chip away at my verse until it's like a verse. So whether it means I have to like take words out here, put words back in, or maybe I'll put this line here. And I always love like the fourth line to be like the punchline, like the one that hits. And so I just like to rearrange it. So it's, yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
So there's kind of a pattern to how you make it essentially, or is it kind of still ebb and flow?
Yeah, it's still ebb and flow because there's been times where like I'll write it out and I just like how it sounds. Like there's a couple songs on the album too where it's basically sounds like poetry half the time while I'm spitting because I'm just all over the place and I just don't care. Um, but then there's times where I'm like, no, I want it to be like a certain, like the intro. It's like I want it to be a certain whatever cadence. So yeah, then I'll chip away at it, or I'll be like, ooh, how else can I say this? You know, like how can I
Yeah.
make this hit, or like what's a better metaphor that I can like really turn this or whatever. And half the time it's like I'll write it out and then see the metaphor after. Yeah, so it's just like
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like sometimes it's like, how do these guys come up with these punchlines? But then now that you explain that, like you can come up with an idea and then have that idea that is good, but then you kind of fine tune it into that punchline.
yeah, yeah. And like there's wildly talented people who could just like off the top or like
Of
write it.
course, of
Yeah.
course.
I'm not that person, but I just like to have like just like chipping away, like just let me figure out how, like, okay, the perfect example of one song where I didn't realize the punchline still after. Catfish and I, we did shrooms, and we like to do shrooms and do songs. There'll be a shroom EP eventually because there's so many now, but we released this one song called "Stay in the Light" last year, and like a week after, I'm listening to it and I was like, city behind me, you cannot find me. I pop up everywhere. I was on shrooms when I wrote it. It just rhymed and I liked it.
Yeah.
And then I realized after, I was like, oh, wait, it makes sense because it's like people are talking about me. I'm not even there. You can't find me, but I'm still like popping up everywhere. Oh, it's a bar. Like, just weird. I'm just weird like that. It's
I,
wild.
I love I love the way that people come up with things like that, and like that little story in itself right there is crazy to me.
Yeah, that song there was so many things. I'm like, oh, catch me staying in the light. You're not the only thing that keeps me up at night. And I was like, oh my gosh, that the light literally keeps you up. I was talking about like coitus,
Yeah,
but also like the light itself. That makes sense,
and
right?
it makes sense and it works. So why not, right?
Didn't like just wow, stupid stuff. Yeah. Yay, shrooms.
Shout out shrooms.
Shout out to the seven.
Where do you see yourself in the future?
Household name. Yeah. And I say that with the mentality of like shoot for the moon, land on the stars or something? Yeah. Or is it opposite? Shoot for the stars, land on the moon. Okay, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. Geography. But yeah, that's my mentality because if I make it, cool. If I don't, I'm still gonna be in that position where I can like still be a community builder with whatever I've gathered. You know what I mean? So yeah, but if I'm household name, I can like feed villages and shit. Stuff. Sorry.
So you say you want to be a household name, and the first thing that kind of comes to my mind is like let's say you had your moment and you can put on the biggest event or the biggest show, either or, you can choose. What would that look like for you? If it was your Super Bowl,
Oh
what
my
would your Super Bowl
gosh.
be?
It would be a really cool curated event. I would have like my favorite comedians, my favorite R&B artists, like my favorite country artists. It would be a random event like my brain, and that would be my Super Bowl. And it would just be like everybody that, like a whole 12 hours of pure talent. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds like you want to include the community. Is community like a big part of you and who you are, or is
I
that
mean,
just something that you would like to do with something that you would throw?
I don't know. I'm big on community because I feel like, um, how do you thrive without it? Like, I don't know. That's it. It's important because like it's a need. Yeah.
So, what would you say your take is on collaboration?
I love collabs. Am
Yeah,
I allowed to swear?
of course.
I'm a collab hoe.
You're a
Yeah.
collab ho. All right, so I have a question to spin off of that then.
Yeah.
Who, name one person that you would love to collab, older or younger, but you haven't collabed with already?
That's like attainable or like
No, no, no.
anybody.
Anyone that you would want. And sorry, let me bring it down a little bit. In Calgary
In Calgary.
or Edmonton. We'll keep Alberta open. See, I got you, Edmonton.
Jerus Sharif.
And why?
Have you heard of him yet?
I was just gonna say I haven't heard of him.
I saw
What kind of
him
music?
play. He plays the sax.
Okay. Oh, beautiful.
But he doesn't just play the sax.
Uh,
He like plays the sax. I don't know. I can't.
Tell me about it.
He'll like roll around on the ground. He's up on things. He slaps it, but still making beautiful sounds. Like he is the sax, I think. Yeah, I think I've been though in my head. I've been really wanting to like just bring him here and have like a collab session. I don't know if he does psilocybins and stuff, but I would love to do shrooms and have a session with him.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you guys know each other, or this is just someone that you've seen?
I met him once when I saw him perform, and then I geek when I see like really cool. I don't care. I'm whatever. I don't care. I geek. I know I'm a loser for it, but I just like to give praise where it's due.
As you should.
So I'm thinking that he'll probably remember me. Maybe not the best in the best way, but he'll remember me regardless.
Hey, at the end of the day, is like if you leave a memorable impression on somebody, that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah.
Because like they would never remember you if they didn't care at all. So
Yeah,
it's like at least they
exactly.
have some type of.
So I'm hoping you remember. I'm hoping you remember me, Drews. Hi.
Hey, we need that collaboration.
Yeah.
We need that collaboration.
You're amazing.
What's next for you in the music industry right now?
I'm dropping an album in September, and this will be the first time that that we're not doing it DIY. So like the fact that I am where I am, and I only like just now got the grant to put out this project, and I'm like I feel like I've done a lot of shows and shared stages with people who are like well granted and like on labels and all that stuff. I can't wait to see what happens when I finally get to put money behind marketing and push, and I feel like it's around the best one. And then after this one comes out, then like we can go back to like DIY and just push it ourselves, and with like all of the new stuff, because me and Catfish alone have like 2 hours of unreleased stuff, and then just me going around to all the studio. Like I can't wait to see what happens after. But yeah, this next one is I'm really, really, really excited for people to hear it. It's something different, and then I want to go on tour.
Okay. So I keep hearing you talk about the money part of it. What's one of the biggest challenges you think being an artist? And for you specifically, not just a generalized issue.
I don't.
if
I,
if any?
yeah, like that's so bad. No, like I feel like the biggest struggle for me is having to still work full time, I think. Um, During COVID, it was nice. Nice. Whoops. But I wasn't working during COVID. And because it wasn't working, that's why I put like 8 hours of my day into music.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like 8 hours of my day into work and then another 4 or 5 hours into music. So I'd love to like flip that back um, and see what happens. Because that push in 2020 and 2021 was like, that was just all us just
I know. I
pushing.
hear you say oops, but then like I think about it and like your situation's very similar to my situation. It's like I didn't even have a camera before COVID.
See?
COVID kind of forced me to go buy a camera because I was like, just cause me and the homies, were doing stuff outside. So I
You're a
was like,
COVID baby
I'm a COVID baby
too.
too. And like I've heard a lot of stories where people have, found new loves or found new joys in life
Mm-hmm.
because they had the time to do something else. So it's like, yeah, COVID is a shitty time, but like on the flip side, it helped a lot of people.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, like there's actually a thing on one of the songs that we're dropping is "Boss Bitch Business Owners," and we're like, I said something about like how during COVID and these girls are like decided like nah, because we're getting that bag no matter how much we fall. Like yeah, there's a lot of entrepreneurship that came from COVID, and if you can sustain it now, it's like that's even like that's huge.
What does that look like for you being able to sustain your career without having that full time job that you have?
To me, I feel like it's all about what you want to put your money towards. So if I was to give up having my own space, then I could sustain on music. But it's really just because I want to pay rent.
Mm-hmm.
So I only have that full time job because of my own sanity. But like one of the best advices that I got too was just about like, yeah, it's all about where you want to allocate your money. Like a crackhead will spend money on crack. Music is my crack. Like I will do whatever I need to do. Not but that sounds so bad.
No, no, I hear what you're
But
saying.
like you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's my baby and whatever money that I get will go towards music because I don't need to be spending it on a car
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But like if I really, really, really wanted to get into it, then I would give up my place again and be a couch surfer, which is what I was doing in 2020. Just couch surfing.
See, I love that you say that because like when it comes to like just the creative industry in general, the biggest thing that you hear is like starving artists.
Mm,
And it's like, how do you not be a starving artist? And just how you were saying, like you gotta sacrifice things. And
yeah.
but like in the case where someone can't sacrifice something like that, like do you think there's anything else that is beneficial for you to try to do for the next starving artist out there that might
Yeah,
not know?
that's true. Because it's easy for me to do, like, I don't have kids and stuff, right? But if you have to, like, actually sustain other entities and keep other things alive in your house,
Mm-hmm.
then, like, yeah, I would say work from home. I'm very fortunate that the job that I do have is flexible as fuck. Like, um, if I say I need 2 weeks off, no questions asked. No questions asked. If I say that I'm going to Toronto for 3 weeks to work on an album, I can work from out there. Like it's no problem. If I say like yeah, the fact that I can work from anywhere and make my own hours. So I would say if you are in the music industry, try to get a job in music first so that you have a foot in the door with your networking will help if you're already like your full-time job is your networking, you know? Um, if not, then yeah, try to work from home because that would be the easiest. If you have to like carry your baby, type some emails, yeah, do what you gotta do. But it's all about what you want. Like, say, like giving up. Like if you're a smoker, giving up smoking will save you a lot of money. So how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest question that a lot of people have to ask them is like, how badly do you want it? Are you willing to go backwards
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get to your goal? And I feel like a lot of people aren't. They want to have the pie with also whatever they're doing that's actually holding them back. So it's like, how do you figure out to overcome that without, you know?
Maybe you don't want it that bad. Maybe you have to come to that realization that it's not for you and that it's maybe just a hobby or it's just something to like help your mental state or something, you know? But it's really like, for me, I'm really like gunning. So if I get to the point where I can't hold a full-time job and do my music full-time, then I have to give up my apartment.
When,
That's just what it is.
when do you think people would realize if it's not like not their thing anymore? Like, when do you think they should give up? Not necessarily give up, but like maybe it's not supposed to be a full-time career for me.
I would say if it feels like work. Because sitting at my computer, applying for stuff and sending emails or whatever after I'm done my full-time job, it doesn't feel as like taskful for me, you know? It's just like, this is just stuff that I have to do to get where I need to get. It's not, oh my God, I'm volunteering basically. I'm working for free. Like, yeah. So if it feels like work, then maybe it's not for you.
That's a good answer. When you're making your music, do you make it for you, or do you make it for you and your audience? Who do you make your music for, and what do you want your audience to feel and to grasp from your music?
I'm trying to remember I know that I've done music where it's like I'm thinking about the outside world, but I can't remember the last time I did. I think maybe Most Hated with Miss Benzo when we were working on that.
Okay.
We were thinking about how it would sound in the club and stuff like that. But yeah, no, for the most part, I don't really care. I should probably be thinking about that, maybe.
I feel like the main situation is what you just said right now. It's like, are you trying to make like feel good music, or are you trying to make a concert song that you can tour with? Like, I think there is a difference, right? And like there is music that that represents better in a club versus music that represents better as a concert, right? Because like you've been to concerts where some songs really fall short. And it's like, why'd you like? That's a good song. That's a good song in the whip when I'm listening to Solo Dolo, but
not
when I'm
at
the concert.
Actually, what am I saying? The Sled Island in 2022, I dropped that 3-song EP, and it was solely for that concert.
It was curated for Sled Island show.
It was.
So like, if it was a different concert, do you think it would be different?
Yes, because it was literally to fill that big room.
Okay.
Yeah, because I felt like my songs were very slow and hip hop.
So when you say fill the big room, what does that mean?
I just wanted it to be a party. Like, I wanted it to be big beats and big noise and show you I can rap and yeah.
So it's even more than just the lyrics itself.
Yeah,
it's how you put the lyrics and everything else behind it, right?
Yeah, because I just remember that one. I was like, nah, this is for Sled. This is for Sled Island. Yeah, and I wanted to make sure that I could prove to them and to myself why I was chosen for that spot, because like I just started.
Yeah. And
like 2022 in the summer, you want to like, I'm a huge fan of Sincere. So I was just mad confused. I even asked her to jump on stage with me at one point. And she was like, sis, this is your moment. Like, show them why you deserve to be up there.
I love that she did that for you.
Yeah. But like, shout out Sincere.
I feel like a lot of people in that situation would kind of accept that moment and, you know, kind of co-do it. But the fact that she said, no, like, this is for you, and embrace it, like, I feel like that's very powerful.
Yeah, she's like, show them why you deserve to be here. And I was like, thank you. Yeah, I had like imposter syndrome for the longest time. Cause like I said, I've watched Riz do this, and I know what the process is and how long. You know what I mean? Like.
So sorry to cut you off.
No,
but like
it's
I'm
okay.
curious with that, because do you feel like you have imposter syndrome because of when you started? Because it was such a short time that you've done what you've done and you've gotten where you've gotten to.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say that is because, like, low key, I feel the same way sometimes. It's like I've been in situations that other people haven't been, and they've been doing it their whole career type thing, and then they kind of
Yeah.
look at you a certain way. Where it's like you said you earlier in this podcast, you don't want to take away from the next man
Yeah.
or woman, but
Yeah, or
like
anybody.
it's not even about taking away. Sometimes like opportunities arise in certain ways and just life happens. So like I don't know. I felt the type of way about it at first, but then I realized it's just like I don't know. Some things are meant to be, and
Yeah.
this is my time. You had yours type thing. Like I don't know. I'm
I'm
still
I
like
totally
I'm
feel
still trying to
you.
figure it out.
Yeah,
That's why I kind of want to talk to you about
I
that.
100% feel you because I'm like I I'm thinking that okay, maybe if I just happen to be right time, right place, and I get these opportunities, I can still like come back and create more opportunities, and show people that like, hey, if you think I'm talented,
Yeah.
you should come back and see the talent. Like, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
all I was saying when I would go out places. I'm just like, come to Alberta. I'm just a representation. I'm not the only one out there. I'm just a representation of like the talent.
So do you think you're getting these opportunities over like other people because of the talent or because of something else? And the reason why I asked
Don't let
that
my
it's
petty come out. No, I'm joking. um,
the reason
I
why
think
I
it's
asked that is because like I find myself in that same situation where it's just like I'll be in a situation or I'll get an opportunity that other people didn't get, but like I don't know, I just don't see myself as like I'm sure there's a lot better filmmakers out there, because like I'm still learning, I'm still trying to build my create my craft,
yeah.
but I get this opportunity over someone, so like I, I I start to think I'm like, is it because of the talent or is it because of like just who you are as a person?
Actually, I think there's like three elements for me. There's the talent, yeah, but two bigger pieces is workmanship, like how hard are you working, and you as a person. So I think that all of those come into play. And sometimes people might have 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3. You just might be the person that has 3 out of 3. I know for me, I had a lot of jobs where I was like admin work. So for me, typing professional emails to people and making sure that I respond to people in a certain time or like just little things. Like I got on CBC radio because of a well typed email,
Really?
because they were just like, I can't believe that like this isn't from like a team or a manager. Do you know how many crap emails that we get and da 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 and ray. Oh, and they put me on heavy rotation. Anything that I sent them, they put me on rotation until the girl's gone now, which is upsetting, but that's fine. But yeah, for the past 2 years. So I just felt like, don't feel imposter syndrome. I'm saying that as a person who's still trying to get over it also. But yeah, I think it's a mix. It's not just the talent. Sometimes people don't have right attitudes, or you show up late for things, or you don't abide by a contract or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things at play. So
Okay. I want to kind of switch it up right now. Switch. What's your favorite song? Not in the world, but your favorite song.
oh my gosh. What is my favorite song? Um, I really don't like. You want me to pick one
I
favorite?
want to pick one, and it doesn't even have to be a favorite, but just the one that first pops into your head, and the one that maybe you might have the most attachment to.
It's Follow.
How come?
It's not out yet though.
Why do you have that attachment if it's not a spoiler to the song?
So when I first did it, I actually sang the second hook, and then I sang it live and realized that it's not for me. And So I rearranged it and only sang the last word of each line, and it came out nice. Um, and then when we went to Toronto in January, Ice the One just decided to sing just that word part, and it just turned out to be like the most magical song. So the evolution of it, um, and also me trying something, failing, and still being okay with it. I think that song is just it has a lot to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Plus the whole song is like the hook is literally like follow the rhythm of the beat, then let the universe take the lead, and it's just like, yeah.
Dope. Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's more of an R&B song actually than it's me like rapping it. I don't know. You know what? I need to do like listening parties so I can figure out what genre it is.
Hey, make sure I'm invited to the listening
Yeah,
party.
yeah, for sure.
Y'all heard it, eh? I got the invite officially. Gonna hold you to it.
Yeah, come for me.
What do you feel is your biggest influence on music, or who? Sorry. It could be someone famous, dead or alive. It could be someone next door to you. It could be me.
You. No, I'm just joking.
She liked my bars that I did. Yo, I spit a few bars.
I'm creasing bars.
Psych.
Oh my gosh. No Name.
No Name.
Yeah. And I would say No Name because I was going through a bit of like not like writer's block, but I felt like I was writing about the same things.
Mm-hmm.
And Junior T said, switch up your palette. And he gave me some artists to listen to. And I started listening to No Name. And I think with this new album, you hear a lot of the influence from her. Because now when people hear it, the first artist that they tell me that they remind me of is No Name.
No Name.
Yeah. So I would say she's the biggest influence. That mixed with K-Riz, a little bit of Nicki, because I was obsessed with Nicki. Oh, 8 Nicki though, like old Nicki.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a little bit of Missy, just a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah.
Which I don't. For some reason, I want to know more about why you have that attachment to Nicki.
Yeah. Well, because...
Or not Nicki, sorry, Missy.
Oh, Missy? I was
yeah.
Nicki is because...
No. Nicki, yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory.
We was both in the same spots. Missy because once I'm starting to get more confident in my outfits and stuff, that's where I see Missy coming through. Yeah. And in my head, I'm dancing.
Big with that.
Yeah. Massive.
Music videos with the fucking outfits.
I can't wait. Once I get like, proper like funds to just spend on like, I really want some out of the box. I don't want to be normal in any type of way. Mm-hmm. But if I can pair that with a local fashion designer, I just want to be like wild with it.
So let's say you got a bag tomorrow. Big bag. What is the first thing you're going to spend it on?
Okay, I would spend 10 grand on a car. I would go to Honda. I like stretching money, by the way. So I'd go to Honda and tell them that I want a sponsorship deal, and then I have 10 grand and they'll give me a new car.
Bet.
Yeah. And then and like 3 dope outfits. Yeah. And then I'd drop an album. Yeah, I would do like a whole album with everybody and then spend like 50K on marketing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that first bag is literally just a rollout for that album, starting with the whip.
Yeah. Because you know what? I'm traveling more now and I'm tired of taking the bus to Edmonton. So.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Yo, Honda, we need that sponsorship real quick.
Yeah.
Hook my girl up with a Civic, please.
Hello.
All right, so we're going to wrap up soon. I usually like to end it off with a little segment. So don't have a name for it yet. Maybe we'll call it the end game.
Ooh.
So what it is our previous guest leaves a question, and we'll get you to leave a question for our next guest.
Okay, dope.
So the question
I'm trying to think of a question now.
Yeah, you don't have to think of it right this second. I can even ask you later, you know?
Okay.
Um...
What's your favorite color? I'm joking.
If you could pick any job beside a rapper, what would it be?
Is Hype Man still a rapper?
Any job. So that means you must be getting paid to be that.
I want to be Hype Man.
Okay, why?
Because it's fun being Hype Man behind Riz sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm kind of confusing what a hype man is. What is a hype man in your definition?
Hype Man is like the person who does like the ad libs and gets the crowd all hype and stuff.
Okay, a
Yeah,
stage
yeah.
hype man.
Yeah. But okay, if I was to do like any type of real like job or whatever, I actually took Psych 101, so I'd be a psychologist.
Oh, nice. Okay. So post podcast, we can have a little chat on the side, see how your skills are.
I got you.
Okay. All right, well, I appreciate you being on the show, and if you didn't like that, better luck next time.